Right, morning everybody. This is Wednesday morning. This is base power. This is week one of the new block. So we've got a session to go through this morning. There is loads in this session and it's a bit of a burner. So lots to get through. All that focus is on the abs. We've got our team in the live class, so I can see everybody there. We've got all of you guys doing the recording as well. So let's bring all that energy together. Let's get a really good workout and let's go away knowing that we've worked that core. We've got a warm up, we've got a burner set, we've got a hold, a hit session, and a stretch session as well. So all of that packed into this workout. Let's do our warm up. This is going to get heart rate up using a little timer to keep us on track. Team, we're going in 5 seconds. Simple. 3 movements. We're going to start with a reach up and a knee drive. Reach up, knee drive. Easy. So we're going to go through this warm up. 3 movements, 3 times through. First time through is going to be fairly easy. Second time through, you're going to lift up the intensity, and third time through, you're going to go for it. Switch legs, other side. Okay, so knee drive up. A quick 20 seconds on each. Go for a set of squats. Squat down, stand up. Squat down, stand up. But as you stand up, can you reach out to the side? Right, so we've got base power, core stability this morning. So we want that mobility through the body, particularly through the spine. So we've got these rotations. So rotating as you reach up out of that squat, running on the spot. So we're just running on the spot here, but can you add some punches to this as well? So you throw in the punches as you're running on the spot. Right, so these are the 3 movements, 3 times through. So running on the spot with the punches. So you've got that reach up knee drive coming up. Can you make this more dynamic? So feet wide, reach up, knee drive. So we're now powering up with the knee. So in this base power class, we're focusing on those abs. So even in this warm up, can we try and activate those core muscles? Switch sides, other knee drives up. So on this one, use the power from the abs to drive that knee up. Squat down, rotate to the side. So squatting down lower, strong rotation, as if you're pushing out to the side. So you've got that rotation, those core muscles supporting, but also powering that movement as you push out to the side. Okay, running on the spot, add those punches. All right, team, so we're into this workout. Heart rate is going up, we're getting warm and getting ready for this burner of an ab workout. Last time through this little warm-up routine, reach up knee drive, feet wide. Really powerful now with that knee drive. Switch sides. Going into those squats after this. Squat down, powerful rotation. Right, so I can feel this in the legs from Monday's class. That was a bit of a burner as well, wasn't it? All the squats and lunges with the high, low, medium reps. So bringing that same focus, that same amount of work into the core, running with the punches. So winding this up, nice and quick. So this is going to finish our little warm up, but we're going straight from this into a quick stretching routine. So you're going to be sat down on the floor after this. There's your time. All right, getting down on the floor then. I'm going to change the camera so you can see, but we're down on the floor in a seated position. Let's bring you down here so we can see. Okay, let's go with that. So we're going to be seated here. Excellent. If you want to sit on a cushion or a block just to lift you up a little bit, you can do. So we've got a quick stretch here. Legs out straight, push the heels away, pull the toes in. We're going to go in for a spine stretch forwards, stretching out the back of the legs and the spine. So breathe in. On the exhale, hinge forwards, reach down towards the toes. Hold it there for a few breaths. Taking a nice deep breath in and relaxing into the stretch on the exhale. I want you to use your breathing to release into the stretch. Try and release the tension in the back of the legs. Drop the head gently in between the arms. Feel the stretch down the length of the spine. Breathing into any areas of tightness and using that out breath to release that tension. I find my flexibility is at its worst in the morning. So I need to do this little stretch. This helps going into an ab routine because the less restriction, the more movement that you've got and the more you can work those core muscles. Bring it back up to seated up straight. From there, arms up in front. You're going to take a breath in. And on the exhale, you're pulling that back just like a bow and arrow and then reaching out behind you. So we've got rotation. Bring it back to center on the inhale and then exhale on the other side. Pull it back, extend behind, inhale back to center. See if you can time that movement with your breathing. So we've got bow and arrow, that's seated rotation. As you do this one, make sure you stay up straight so you're not slouching through that lower back. So if you struggle with this seated position, this is really where you could probably do with a block to sit on, just to lift you up a little bit. I can feel that stretch down the back of the hamstrings. I'm having to work to sit up straight. One more each side. So we're bringing mobility through the length of the spine, particularly into that rotation. Back to center. All right, bring the feet out wide. We've got our saw. So again, we sat up straight, arms out in front. Now bring the arms out wide. That's your start position. Shoulders down, back up straight. We're going to inhale to prepare. And on the exhale, we rotate face down the length of one leg and then hinge forwards. Bring the fingertips down towards the toes. Back up straight. Back to your start position. On the exhale, rotate to the other side. Hinge forwards. Fingertips down towards the toes. Bring it back up to your start position. Again, try and link your breathing with the timing of the movement. I find these movements really challenging. This is a little routine that I've done for quite a long time. I've not done it for a while, so the flexibility isn't great. But if you know you struggle with your hamstring flexibility, if you know you've got a lot of restriction through this type of movement, persevere with it. It's worth working at. One more on each side. Back to center and relax. Okay, changing position. We're going to go into a little hip flexor stretch. So on one knee, bring it forwards. I've got my little cushion there, front knee. And I'm bringing the hips forwards into that hip flexor stretch. Breathe into that position. We're going to release that tension in the hip flexor. So to that point of stretch. So take a few breaths in that position. Allow that out breath to release the tension in the hip flexor. So we're taking away restriction through these hips so you can get full range of movement on these abs. Now, whichever side you're stretching, place that hand down on the floor. Lift the other side up. So you've got that rotation again. So you're opening out through the chest, through the front of the shoulder, reaching up towards the ceiling. Again, breathe into that position. Exhale any tightness away. Exhale any tension out of those muscles. Bring it back to center. Lift it up. Switch sides. So other knee down into the hip flexor stretch on the other side. Okay, again, to that point of stretch, as you're breathing to release the tension. Using the out breath to drop deep into that stretch. And then whichever knee is behind, place a hand on the floor, reach up with the opposite arm, right up towards the ceiling. Lengthen right through to the fingertips. Bring the hands back down to the floor. From there, can you transition into a downward dog position? So place the hands on the floor, lift the hips up high, downward facing dog. And get that stretch. I find this in the back of the legs, particularly in the calves. You can paddle out the heels if you like, just to bring that stretch into the calves. Lengthen the arms, feel the spine lengthening, and then place the heels on the floor if you can. Really lengthen through the torso. Hold it there for 3, 2, 1, and down. Right, that was your stretch, your prep for this ab workout. So let's get into this then. We're going to start out with a burn set. So we want to bring all that work into those abs. We've got 4 exercises. We'll spend most of the time on the first one. It is a burner. We're going to go through an easier version and then take it right up to the harder version. If you've not done ab exercises for a while, or if you know that you need to be a bit sensible with how much work you put through those abs, stick with one of the earlier versions. So bring that burn, but let's not cause ourselves any injuries. So we're going to start out in our lying down position here, feet flat on the floor, ready to go. So we're going to prepare those abs. So gently pulling the tummy in towards the spine. I'm going to bring the fingertips up. They're going to take the weight of the head. So you're supporting the weight of the head, gently pulling the chin in towards the chest. Here's our start position. Okay, so tummy pulled in, feel that tension in those abs already. We're going to do a little twist crunch movement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel the head and shoulders up, reach out and over the opposite knee. Keep the head and shoulders high, fingertips back to the head. Other side, reach up and out, back here, and then lower down. Right, so I want you to isolate all of those movements. So we start off, we peel the head and shoulders up. So we've got that lift. We reach out for 1 and back, but we're staying high. Out for 2 and back, stay high, and then lower. Okay, once more, so we lift up. So there's the lift. Check the elbows are wide. We reach out towards the opposite knee. Check the other elbow stays wide. Bring it back. Reach out towards the other knee. See, my elbow is wide here, this one. Bring it back. There's a start position. Lower back down. Right, let's do a quick set of those. So isolating all those movements, we lift, reach, back, and down. Again, lift, reach, back, reach, and down. Now I want you to keep that movement going. As you do this, I want you to notice that rotation that you're getting. So as you reach over the opposite knee, feel how the torso rotates. See if you can exaggerate that rotation. That other elbow almost travels back the way, doesn't it? I'm going to try and emphasize that rotation. Feel that squeeze through those tummy muscles. You can feel that work accumulating already. And notice how you've got all of those movements still isolated. So you've still got that lift, a definite lift at the start, a definite reach forward with one side, pulling each arm back before you go with the next. Bring it back down and relax that tension just for a moment. Right, you're going to do a very similar movement, but this time it's a bicycle crunch movement. So from here, we pull the tummy in to prepare the abs. We lift up. There's your lift position again. But this time we go knee to elbow, place it back down, knee to elbow, back down, and then lower the head and shoulders. So isolate all those movements. We've got the lift, knee to elbow and back, knee to elbow and back, lower down. Right, keep that movement going. Isolate all of those parts of the movement. Exaggerate, emphasize that rotation. Keeping the tummy pulled in all the time, so you've got those abs engaged. One more like that. So you've got your lift each time, and you've got your lower at the end. Lower down and relax. Okay, next little progression. Very similar, except we start with the knees up. So we're going to crisscross this one. So prepare the abs, tummy pulled in, feel that tension already. We do our lift up, and then we crisscross 1, crisscross 2, back to center and down. So we lift, we crisscross 1, crisscross 2, back to center and down. Lift, crisscross 1, crisscross 2, back to center and down. A few more of these, and then we've got a final nasty progression. Okay, so again, isolate all those movements, exaggerate the rotation. Okay, last few reps there. You just got someone joining in. Yep, okay. Good. Someone coming into the gym there. So isolate all those movements. One more. Down. Okay, and relax. Right, so hopefully you can feel that burn in those abs. I've got one nasty little variation for you based on that crisscross movement. We're going to isolate one side. So we're going to start out then with knees up here in crisscross position. I'm going to lift the head and shoulders up here. Okay, what we're going to do then is we're going to extend one leg. As it comes back in, we go knee to elbow. As we extend that leg back out, we bring elbow to opposite knee. So we're going to elbow to knee, alternating sides. It's one leg moving the whole time. Other knee stays still, and I'm rotating through the torso. You can see the elbows are wide. I'm rotating an elbow to one knee and then to the opposite knee. That should bring that burn into those abs real quick. 3, 2, 1, and then lower down. Whoa, right team, you should get that burn in those abs. So just to recap what we had there, we had one knee staying still. We had the other knee moving forwards and backwards. And all we were doing with the upper body is bringing an elbow to that incoming knee. And as we pushed out with the legs, we brought the other elbow around to meet that stationary knee. Right, same thing on the other side then. So set up, fingertips supporting the weight of the head. The knees come up, head and shoulders come up. Feel that tension in those abs already. So we're going to be kicking out with the opposite leg this time. Elbow to knee. As that knee comes back, elbow to knee. Okay, get that movement going. Oh, you can feel that burn in those abs. So this is your burner set. 4 exercises. This is only exercise number 1, but we've gone through all of these progressions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Whoa. Right, definitely got those tummy muscles working. Bring it up to seated. Right, so the next 3 are a little bit quicker. So we're going to place the hands down on the floor. Are we still in there, team? Yes, we are. Lift up, so lift hips off the floor. As if you're going to do a set of tricep dips, but we're not. So lift up high, there we are. Now extend one leg. And we're doing a little knee tuck here. So we've lifted ourselves up high, shoulders are down, and we're just extending one leg. Now as you do this, try and keep that tension in those abs. So we've lifted the hips off the floor, but you've got that core stability to be able to control that kick out. Really lengthen the arms. There. So extending that leg. So this is actually more into the triceps, isn't it? A little bit through the hip flexor as well, but through a strong core. Now, can you kick out that leg and hold it there? Extend. Can we do the leg lifts there? Straight leg lifts. Oh, this is like Monday's class, isn't it? Straight leg lifts. Oh, as we do this, check out my new pair of knitted socks, which my mum just finished last night. So I've got another set of magic socks going on here, knitted by my mum. These, I don't know if you can see, these are sparkly. For extra burn. 3, 2, 1, bring it in. Other side, extend the leg. Kick out. 2, 3, 4. Let's go for a set. 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Kick out and hold. Let's go 10 leg lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower it down. From there, I'm going to roll it slightly over onto the side into this balanced position here. So I've rolled over onto the side. I've got one arm out straight here. And I'm going to actually kick out with both legs, but you can keep that lower leg either on the floor or off the floor. Fingertips up here at the side of the head. We're going into a side knee tuck here. So bring the knee in towards the elbow and then extend. Knee tuck here, kick it back out. So I'm on the side here, so I've got that balance point on the side. I can drive that knee in towards the elbow using the power from those obliques. So find that start position, find that balance point. I want you to get that length to the leg, and I want you to get that squeeze as you bring knee to elbow. I've got my lower leg off the floor. You can leave that on the floor if you prefer there. So knee to elbow, it's that knee drive movement up to the elbow here. See if you can bring that work into those obliques. So those muscles down the side. So first variation with the leg on the floor. Progression was with the leg off the floor. And if you've got that and you can do it, both knees come up at the same time. Kick it right back out. Both knees up, kick it back out. Right, I find this brings that burn real quick into those sides, into the obliques. Keep that control through the core. Full extension of the legs or leg. Full knee tuck. 3, 2, 1, and down. Woo-hoo-hoo. That gets the burn quickly, doesn't it? Right, switch sides. So find that side lying position. Okay, so we're in here at that balance point. Find which version you're doing, either leg on the floor, single side, leg off the floor, single side, both knees together. Right, choose your version, bring that work into those obliques. Right, keep that going. So what I mean by finding that balance point is I'm not stacked up, one hip on top of the other, and I'm not laid all the way back. I'm somewhere in between. There's that balance point right here where I can do this movement. So finding that balance point. And if you can focus that work into those obliques, then you're doing this right. So it's those core muscles which are powering this movement. 3, 2, 1, and down. Right, last one then here. So exercise number 4, we're going to go into box shape. We're going into a box knee tuck with a double squeeze. So we're in here in box shape, hands below shoulders, hips and shoulders level. We're going to extend one leg, kick it right out. And then we're going to bring knee to elbow on that side there, and then kick that leg right out. So the double squeeze, I want, as you bring the knee in, I want you to get that squeeze in those abs. So pull the tummy in tight, get that squeeze in those core muscles. As you kick out, get the squeeze in the glutes on that extended leg side. So really extend the leg. So abs, glutes, abs, and glutes. Right, keep that knee tuck going with the full extension of the leg. So make this a strong movement. It's a strong knee tuck. Feel that work in those abs as you drive that knee up. Get that squeeze as you bring it right up towards the elbow. But then also get that work through the glutes as you extend that leg, as you kick it right back out. And all the time you've got those abs supporting the spine, keeping your spine in its neutral alignment. So you're not overextending or overarching that lower back. One more on this side. Right, now switch sides. So place the knee down, set up on the other side. We've got that leg extension. Really extend that leg away from you. Knee to elbow. Kick it back out. Find that squeeze. Feel that work in the abs as you drive that knee in. Feel that squeeze in the glutes as you kick that leg away. Right, team, keep that movement going. So we've brought that burn into those core muscles. We've done these 4 exercises. So you've got all of those muscles around that midsection working. Last few knee tucks here. We're going to follow this up with 3 exercises which hold that tension in those abs, and your abs have to work to maintain that neutral spine. 3, 2, 1. Right, everybody down in plank position. So on the forearms, out onto the toes if you can. Plank position team. We've got 3 exercises here, maintaining a neutral spine. Let's use our little timer to keep us on track here. Let's go. 45 seconds in our plank position. Okay. We're away. The timer has started eventually. So plank position here. So some of you will feel confident in this plank position. We've worked this throughout all of our Zoom classes, I suppose. Some of you perhaps might not have done plank position for a while, might find this more challenging than others. So wherever you're at, give it your best shot today. If this is an area that you find is a weakness, you've got this month to work at it. So we're going for a 45-second plank, last 10 seconds here. And then you're going to do a quick transition into dying bugs. So abs working to stabilize the spine in its neutral alignment. Change it round, dying bugs. So team, that is lying on your back, legs vertical, arms vertical, spine in neutral, abs engaged. Lower one leg, lower the opposite arm, back to vertical. Control this movement. Right, so I'm rushing through these last exercises, but I don't want you to rush through these movements. Control. So dying bugs, if you've not done this before, we've got arms and legs vertical at the start. You lower one leg and the opposite arm. You keep the other leg and the other arm still. The spine stays in neutral, so those abs are working to stop that lower back from lifting. And maintaining that alignment through pelvis. So you can isolate that movement of the limbs. 3, 2, 1, and bring the feet back down. Lift the hips up into bridge position. So your third hold is now in bridge position. Bring that squeeze into the glutes. Spine is in neutral here. Less obvious that the abs are working, but try and pull the tummy in towards you so that you've got that stability through the core. I find on this, it's the hip flexors that I can feel, that tightness through the hip flexors. Maybe a little bit of residual tightness from Monday's class, perhaps. All right, so try and release that tension. Use your breathing. On the exhale, lift a little bit higher if you can. Again, on your next exhale, lift a little bit higher. Bring more of a squeeze into the glutes, more of a stretch in those hip flexors. Last exhale, lift up higher still. And lower down. Right team, last bit of work. We've got time for this, haven't we? Oh, we're gonna have to do this real quick. We're gonna do a little burner, 2 exercises back to back. We're gonna go with a twist crunch variation and that bridge. So we'll do this real quick to finish. Last bit of burn here. Those twist crunches we did at the start, lift, reach, reach and back. We did the bicycle version and we did the crisscross version. You choose which one you're gonna do. I think I'm gonna do crisscross. We'll do this for 20 seconds and then alternate with a hip bridge. Right, get ready team, set up. So we've got your lift, bicycle, bicycle, and then back down. Ready team, 3, 2, 1, away we go. So we lift up, bicycle the legs, bring it back to center, back down. Keep that going in your own time. So you can do the same thing with the twist crunch if you like. I'm actually doing the crisscross, aren't I? Not the bicycle. So twist crunch variation. Bring that burn back into those abs. Last bit of work, we're going to speed through this. Last few seconds. 1 more rep. Straight into bridge, hips down, sorry, heels down, lift up. So feet are flat on the floor, lift the hips up. Okay, hold it there for a few moments. Lift the hips even higher. Breathe into that stretch. Right, we're going to do another set of those twist crunches. I want you to bring that burn into the abs as much as you can. We're nearly finished. Lower the hips down, start position. Lift up, do that twist crunch variation. Lower it back down on each one. Right, bring that burn team. Nearly done here. Again, exaggerate that rotation. So you're doing that lift. You're doing your rotation. You're lowering it down at the end of each rep. Team, bring that burn. I want to know that you're working those abs. One more rep here, then back to that bridge position. Nearly done. Right, back to bridge, feet flat on the floor, lift the hips up. Breathe into that, get that active stretch through the hip flexors. Right, so first class, you can hold this bridge position. The first class of this block, always a bit frantic. So we've whizzed through that. We'll be working on these exercises through the rest of this month. So if they were tough this morning, if there was some in there that you struggled with, that's fine. I would hope that there's some that you found really challenging. Through the month, you'll work at it and get stronger. Right, lower the hips back down. Let's go into a quick spine stretch forwards. So like we did at the start, inhale, reach forwards. Use your breathing to release into that stretch. So you might find that you can go a little bit further into that stretch than you could when we did this at the start of the workout. Hold that position for a few breaths. And then bring it back up to center. I think we're gonna have to finish there. Yep. So it's just gone 9:30. Right, you can bring that back up and we'll finish there. Team, you might want to spend a bit of time stretching out, particularly in the hip flexors after that, or perhaps going through those stretches we did at the start with the spine stretch forward, the bow and arrow, downward dog, all of those. But that was your base power class. Next week, we're gonna get through all of that. We just whizzed through those last bits. We're gonna spend a bit longer at those next time. I hope you got that burn. All right, next class, full balance on Friday. That's everything that we've not done so far this week. Right, team, good job. Live class, you can come back in the room. I'll sign out there and I'll see you next time.